What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my review of the Syma X12 Nano quadcopter. Now this Nano has a rather unique build to it. However, the design language is sort of similar and reminds you of the Cherson CX10. However, they make some design changes here which are rather unique. This here in the front is a flashlight. The lights are on the top. It has these little stick extensions on the landing gear, and it has rubber feet down here. Now this Syma Nano is a pretty stable flyer. It flies really stable. However, my problem is with the yaw rate. This thing has a super slow yaw. I mean, it's unbelievable how slow this yaw is for a nano quad. I mean, it's even with this thing being so small, you would think this is ideal for an indoor flyer, but the yaw rate on this thing is too slow to even make complete turns indoors unless you're moving really slow. You have to fly this thing really slow and easy to be able to do fly circuits and do a complete circle in a small room with this thing, even though it's so tiny. Now it comes with a spare set of props, and it also comes with an instructions manual. It's a rather large one. It's in full English. It comes with this giant transmitter here. Compared to how small it is, the transmitter is pretty big. It looks exactly like the transmitter that comes with the Syma X2. However, this transmitter isn't compatible. I guess they're using a slightly different protocol. This quadcopter, it's really responsive. However, there's only two rates. It's high and low rates. It's dual rates, and that's one thing I don't like about the Syma Nanos. They don't really give you a really high rate. I think the high rate is on maybe about 60, so this thing really doesn't pitch hard when you're flying. It can get moving pretty fast enough to not to be able to fly full circuits with this thing and do circles with this super slow yaw rate. But you can barely do like funnels. Like the yaw rate is too slow to do funnels. But I guess you can do circles with it, very wide circles with it, with hardly any pitch. I'm kind of disappointed with this one. This would be a nice fly if it had a nice yaw rate and the pitch rates were a little more aggressive. But it's really stable. It's quiet. It looks really cool. I actually ordered the red one, but they sent me this black one. So I think that's all there is to say about it. Let me check out the let's check out the transmitter. The transmitter has all the same features as the X2 Nano had. This here allows you to do the flips. You hit this button, and at the same time you have to move a direction to tell it which way you want it to flip. It doesn't flip very well. This thing, it loses a lot of height when it flips. Even with a fresh battery, this thing doesn't flip very well. Also, this side here is how you change your rates, your dual rates. These buttons here, this is your forward and back trim, and this is your left and right trim. But here these buttons here aren't real. The middle buttons aren't real. But this button here is your these are your yaw trims. However, if you hold down this button here when you're turning it on, you can switch. Well, this resets the trims, and this button here, if you hold it down when you turn the transmitter on, it'll switch from mode 1 to mode 2. That was one thing that I forgot about the X2, that it does as well. Those two options there. So Oh yeah, this thing, it also has LVC warning, but the LVC warning, it actually loses power before you get you get the LVC warning, or at the exact same time. So it's really useless. As soon as it starts flashing, this thing falls down. It might even fall down, start falling before it starts flashing. So I'm really disappointed in this nano quad by Syma. Also, sometimes the accelerometer gets confused, it seems. If you fly around in circles too long with it, sometimes it loses its orientation. It seems like it'll just pitch and then just fly off somewhere. So this does that. It gets confused a lot, the accelerometer or gyro. That's all there is to say about it. It has a switch in the back to turn it off and on. So, oh yeah, the props. These props are pretty interesting. Comparing this to the props of this is the Cherson CX10, you can see the props are fairly large. So I was really excited about that. I thought this thing was going to be a very great flyer. I knew it was going to have a lot of lift, which it does. It flies a little stronger than the other micro quads, nanos. However, the yaw rate just too disappointing for me to really like this one. It's not really my style of flying. So that's all there is to say about it. Let's check it out in flight. Okay, this is the indoor flight of the Syma X12 Nano. Okay, as you can see, this thing is really stable. Now the yaw is where the problem lies with this one. We're on low rates now, and this is the yaw on low rates. Whoa. So pretty slow yaw on low rates. So this is high rates now. Oh yeah, this thing is really responsive though. But the yaw is what I have a problem with. This is the yaw. This is the yaw here and high rates. So the super slow yaw and high rates, the yaw stays the same. Okay, let's see the flips. It doesn't flip very well. It loses a lot of altitude on the flip. So let's try to give it some throttle with the flip. Flips a little better when you give it throttle, but still not really good with the flips. And so with the slow yaw, it makes it hard to fly circuits with it because it turns so slow. You have to fly really slow in order to fly circuits with it. And that's disappointing for a quad this small, to not really be able to fly nice circuits with it. So we got some baby funnels maybe. Well, trying to do baby funnels, really no pitch hardly at all. And there's that bright flashlight in the front. Oh, this thing has a LVC warning, but it actually starts to lose power before the LVC warning kicks in. So I don't know if that's really useful. One of the pluses about it is it's fairly quiet, but that's to be expected with a quad so small, the nano quads. So that's all there is really to show about this one. Kind of disappointing. It looks cool, but not really that great with the yaw being that slow. Not my style of flying indoors. Maybe outdoors this thing will probably fly really well with that slow yaw. But nanos, well, I guess you can fly nanos outdoors, but that's the only way I would really see this thing being fun for me, for my style of flying. So that's it, the Syma X12 Nano.